I've had a lifelong fascination with occult detective fiction, in print, TV, and movies, and a thirst for the supernatural and occult sciences from a very early age. In the summer of 1986, those worlds collided, quite by accident. One of my favorite haunts was the Pearson's Mill shelter house, which sat atop a hill overlooking the cliffs and the Missinawa Lake. My friends and I would gather there, under the cover of darkness, put the fireplace to good use, and proceed to drink cheap liquor, smoke way too many cigarettes, and ponder the mysteries of the multiverse and our place within the fabric of such things. It was harmless, youthful fun, with a philosophical and certainly metaphysical bent. It was, however, the very height of the so-called Satanic Panic. Thus we were often looked upon with suspicion, myself in particular. But then people were afraid, and anything with even the slightest hint of the occult was suspect. One evening, near midsummer, a small gathering was underway, though we were, thankfully, not into full revelry mode, as we were approached from the woods by a conservation officer. We were all underage, but we were careful to avoid any obvious offense. The CO, a young man only slightly older than ourselves, asked us some innocuous questions, but it was obvious he was shaken by something else. He noticed that alongside my guitar case was a deck of tarot cards and Crowley's Book of Thoth. He asked if we were into Satanism and black magic, and I spent a fair amount of time explaining my personal beliefs, with others chiming in, until his suspicions were adequately quelled. My studies at Ball State in witchcraft, magic, and religion had afforded me the vocabulary to accurately differentiate between the various types of magic, and he was suitably impressed. He asked me if I wanted to see something in the woods, something he had recently come across, something I might be able to explain to him. I agreed, and my pal Brent and I followed the CO into the woods, a lone flashlight our only guide. What we were led to was revolting. In a small clearing not far from where 2 abandoned houses would be discovered in a few short weeks, the CO's flashlight played against a grisly scene. A black cat lay pinned to the earth by kitchen steak knives within an encircled pentagram made of salt. Spent candles were at the points of the star. A short distance away were the remains of a campfire, poorly constructed, full of ash and the remnants of burnt logs. He asked my opinion on it, and after kicking around the scene, it was obviously kids. Cruel, sick kids, but kids nonetheless. There were PBR cans and a melted cassette tape case in the campfire. Ozzy's Blizzard of Oz. What you had were what they used to call self-styled Satanists. You know the type, no? Teens out for a thrill, acting out against their parents, using the trappings of heavy metal music as their vehicle, not realizing that it was all marketing. The tropes of heavy metal were the equivalent of a Hammer horror movie. Brent and I were gutted, though. We felt horrible for the poor cat. It was made to suffer at the hands of some sick and twisted kids. I wish we could have helped find the culprits, but the CO was at least relieved this was not an actual black magic working, but I assured him that even though their knowledge of the dark arts had come from song lyrics and comic books, the intent was very, very real. He then told us of other strange happenings in and around Somerset, talk of witches, dark covens, and all manner of creepy goings-on. He thanked us for our time and for educating him on some of what was going on, and then Brent and I stumbled our way back through the dark and to our friends, not realizing that, come fall, we would run into that CO again and be led into another adventure.